Hello friends, welcome to another series of objective questions in contest to UGC NET and ICR NET and more specifically ICR SRF examinations. Today's questions is more connected to market structures. I have put 10 important questions in the line of market structures and all the questions are connected BASMA course series. Hopefully today's videos will be helpful for all of you because when the topic just like economics will come into pictures, you will find almost 40 to 50% of the questions in the ICRF SRF examinations. In the UGC NET, you will get around 5 to 10 questions from the economics background. So be tuned with me, connect with all the questions. Hopefully you will learn a lot in this question series. In today's question series, the first question is, which of the following criteria is not considered in a perfectly competitive firm? Means if they are in between the market structure, there are perfectly competitive firms are there, or other firms are there which are imperfectly competitive one. In the perfectly competitive, there are some different type of the criteria, and imperfectly competitive, you know that the criteria is more connected to the monopoly, monopolistic competitions, oligopoly, oligosony. These are the competitions are coming under the imperfectly market competitions. So, which of the following criteria is not considered in a perfectly competitive firm? The answer is firm is a price maker, because though there are large number of the buyers and large number of the sellers are there, whatever the aggregate demand and aggregate supply will come into picture, that will decide the price of the different firm. Here the right answer should be the firm should be the price taker, but question is which is not the criteria. Then the answer is firm is a price maker, or no firm can decide the price in a perfectly competitive situations. The second question is, during a perfect competitions in very short run time period, which of the following conditions does not observe for a firm in a very short time period? Price change as per the demand. Demand is elastic in nature. Supply coincide with the demand. Supply is elastic in nature. Here, in the very short time period, you cannot change the supply. Supply is inelastic. Supply is constant. So your answer should be the fourth one. Is a wrong statement. Supply is elastic in nature is the wrong one, and everything, whatever the price has been changed, the price has respond as per the demand change, not in the line of supply change. Question number 3. What is the situations in which a perfectly competitive firm can leap from the market? Marginal cost is higher than the marginal revenue. It's a very difficult situation, but you could not say that whether the firm will leave or not. Average cost is higher than the average revenue. Again, it's a difficult situation. Average variable cost is higher than the average revenue. Marginal cost is higher than the marginal revenue. Your answer should be average variable cost is higher than the average revenue. In the particular situations, a firm will leave the system, will leave the industry, leave the market. Till date, whatever the situation of the marginal cost or the average cost in context to the average revenue or the marginal revenue, it is very difficult to say whether the firm will leave the market or not. Once average variable cost is higher than the average revenue curve, then and then only the organizations, the firm will leave the system. Question number 4. What is not the situations of a perfectly competitive firm face in a long run period? A firm enjoys superannuated profit. A firm only gets normal profit. Long run average cost equal to average revenue curve, or long run average cost is equal to long run marginal cost. In the long run, neither the firm will enjoy any type of the superannuated profit or neither the farm will enjoy any type of the loss. Once superannuated profit will come, then more and more farm will come into pictures, then profit margin will be going down. When the more and more loss will be incurred, then many farm will leave the system, then again you will get the normal profit. So the answer number 1, a farm enjoys superannuated profit has not been observed in a long run situation for a perfectly competitive farm. What is not a correct situation in contrast to priced elasticity of demand curve in a perfectly competitive farm? In a perfectly competitive farm, hopefully you have remembered, it is a perfectly elastic conditions. Perfectly elastic condition means it is parallel to x-axis. It's a correct answer. Price elasticity of demand is 0. It's an infinity 1. It's not the 0 1. It forms due to coincide with the aggregate demand and aggregate supply of all the farms is the correct one. The curve represents the average revenue of the farm. Whatever the price elasticity of the curve, if the same curve is called as the average revenue curve, marginal revenue curve, and the price curve. So answer is price elasticity of the demand is 0 is the wrong answer. The next question is, which of the following price discrimination strategy is the worst way of dealing a customer? First degree, second degree, third degree, or no specific criteria? Hopefully you have remembered in the first degree, the seller already know what the consumer surplus are there in the pocket of the consumer. He is so much conversant with the consumers and accordingly he will deal with the customers. What he first put the price in the higher side and simultaneously it drags many money or many consumer surplus from the consumers. So first degree is the worst situations in which the price discrimination has been done in a market. Second degree is hopefully you have remembered, it is a grouping of the consumers in the line of segments, and according to the segments the price has been decided. In third degree, every individual customers has been understood by the seller, and according to the price elasticity of the particular person, the seller decide the price of the commodities and take the money from the consumer. But in the first degree, he deals with the consumer in such a way maximum money will come into the seller's pocket from the consumer one. That is the worst case in the price discrimination strategies. What is the condition in which one buyer and one seller are found in a market? Many times the students confused it with oligopoly or oligosony conditions. But here the answer is bilateral monopoly. Buyer has the monopoly, seller has the monopoly. You can say that it's a bilateral monopoly. It is found in the market situations. Which of the following situations do not coincide for a monopolistic farm? Monopolistic farm means every criteria, hopefully you have remembered, it is coincide with the perfectly competitive conditions. But here the products are heterogeneous in nature. Here I have highlighted the homogeneous product is the wrong one. Question number 9. What do you understand of a practice of buying goods from a cheaper market and selling them in a costlier market? This is not a price discrimination strategy. Very clear about that. This is called as the arbitrage. Arbitrage has the conditions when you take the product from the cheaper market and selling in the costlier market, and on that way you are getting the profit. The next question is, OPEC is which type of the producer organizations? I have highlighted OPEC because OPEC is more connected to the oligopoly conditions. Poly means seller, oligopoly conditions. Hopefully you have remembered that diesel, petrol, like the institutions who are dealing with diesels and petrol and petrochemicals, they are form a cartel, and that will be coming under the OPEC, and the answer is also the cartel one. Hopefully today's lectures is useful for all of you. It is more connected to the market structures, and definitely at least you will get 1 to 2 questions in your forthcoming exam. Let's tune with me. I will bring more videos in coming video series. Thank you all. Thank you watching my video.